Johnny, what are those crazy symbols over your nipples? Are you part of like a cult or something? Hellfire Club. What is this? I'm kidding, Johnny. You've got such a big rounded chest that they're like 3 inches higher. Maybe on me they would
No,
look like perfectly placed.
Jay, you know what the Hellfire Club is, right?
I have no idea.
What? It's a demon organization where nerds go in a basement and they play demonic games called Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, that is kind of cultish. D&D is a little bit culty. You know what I mean? It
Yeah, it's
demands a
not
lot
like
from your
anything
life.
else in the whole world is cultish.
Yeah, it's true. The reason I brought up those symbols was because I am wearing also a. It's from Saitama from oh, it's from One Punch Man.
Ah, the character based off you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're so good at podcasting, you don't even care anymore.
I'm the One Punch podcast.
That's right, Knights. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, but Jay likes to be outside and I don't. So we took a little bit of a hiatus, and we're back. And what happened while we were gone, Jay?
Kenobi dropped.
And
Stranger Things.
and
Doctor
probably
Strange.
a lot of things. Who knows?
I guess technically Doctor Strange was before.
Yeah, a lot of things are dropping. It's the summer. Blockbusters are hitting. I've
Top
been
Gun.
rewatching old stuff too, like Bones. Horrible show. I don't get how that thing lasted 11 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, like when you watch something and the kids call it binging it. Like, I understand when someone's watching the first season of New Girl and they go, "Oh, Jess is over the top." When you watch like 12 in a row, I get it. But Bones, man, I was like, how did this last 11 plus seasons? I probably went more than that. Like, the character Bones is annoying. The main guy is too full of himself, Booth. And I'm like, this, maybe if it's once a week back in the mid 2000s, it's worth it. But, sorry, random tangent.
No, it's so true. Like, you have a week to cool off, man. People don't drive you crazy. You know what I mean? Like, binging something is totally different from not binging it. Which is funny that you said that because Kenobi released weekly and Stranger Things, they just dump all at once, right?
Yeah, it works on both markets, right? I think if it's an intense, short season, it works fine. But with Star Wars, we all knew it was going to happen, right?
Right.
We all knew it was a prequel. We knew Kenobi's not going to die.
Yeah, and Vader couldn't die either.
Yeah, so we all knew what was going on. But on Stranger Things, like, I was so lost in my head because I kept thinking this was the last season. I kept thinking that it wasn't a two-parter, so I binged it wrong. Like, I binged it hard. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna knock these all out. And then I was like, oh, there's a part 2. I have to wait. Boo. And then I knocked that out. And then I was like, oh wait, there's a season 5. Double boo.
Yeah, seriously. I'm not caught up, dude. I'm still stuck on season 2. Yeah, I was. Here's the thing: the minute Samwise Gamgee died, I wrote the show off.
I've been there. That's what happened to me in Walking Dead when they kill off your character. I get it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, it was a good run. Glad I can still enjoy season 1.
Yeah, I mean, my Funko Pop grew because I get on a high of Stranger Things. I got the Hellfire shirt. I got a ton of Funko Pop because I love Steve, the main character. I love
Steve Harrington.
how he interacts with them. But yeah, I mean, how hardcore do you want to go on Stranger Things? You want to just do a GBN of it real quick?
Yeah. Let's go totally spoiler heavy.
That's it, Knights. If you haven't seen it yet, hit mute. I recommend watching it. We don't really need to review it. You know what Stranger Things is. It's the same concept. Elle's a superhero, and they need her to save Hawkins.
Yeah, so I was going to ask, this time there's like a creepy villain, though, right? Like, I was watching clips from it, and he's like a guy, like a demon from hell, and he's another one of Eleven's, like, siblings or something. Explain it to me.
Yeah, so he is... so Elle was in a little test place, a little lab, right, where her and the other ones were going. She was 11 because she was the 11th one. He's number 1.
Oh.
So he's 0-1. And you don't know about him until like the end of the first half of the season, of episode, what do they call it? Chapter 4. So you don't know who he is. Like, you just see him like taking over and they do a time lapse. She's getting her memory back, and there's this guy helping her, who's a little older than her. He's probably in his late teens, early 20s. Elle's 11, right? She's like 11 years old, like she's a child.
Right.
And he's like a big brother role to her, and then it turns out she made him that way. She sent him to the Upside Down, and while he was there, he transformed into that demon.
Oh, that's spooky, dude.
Yeah, it's the makeup's crazy.
Yeah.
That he had to go through. He was on the I forget Shadow. He was on one of those crappy teen dramas movies that I can't stand.
The Flash, Teen Wolf.
No, it was a movie.
Vampire
it wasn't a TV
Diaries.
show.
I think you
but
love all
it was
those
well done
things.
though, because they kept you waiting.
Yeah. I was going to ask you on it. So, someone dies, right? I guess maybe that'll be the one spoiler we'll leave out. Someone important dies. I'm not going to ask who it is. But the fake out was that it was supposed to be Steve Harrington dying. Did he die?
No, my shrine to Steve stays alive.
Good.
Not a dead shrine to Steve.
Good. That was the one. That was the one kind of hold up. It would have been another blow to me. Like if I started back up again and Sam has already died, then we're gonna have Steve die. I couldn't do it twice.
So I've been trying to get a meme going how Stranger Things tried to copy Marvel. Like I remember how in the beginning of it was probably 5 years ago. The rumor was that Steve Rogers was gonna die.
Yeah.
He didn't end up dying, right?
Right.
And the person who passes away, we'll just go. You've seen it already. You know who it is. The guy who passes away kind of looks like Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And the scene is, a younger disciple of him having to wish him off, kind of like Spider-Man. So in my head, I was like, Stranger Things, come on.
You should have the caption be something like, "Can I copy your homework?" And they're like, "Yeah, just don't make it too obvious."
This is why we're gonna drop this right when this ends. It's a spoiler.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm interested in Stranger Things for sure. Like, but the problem is, it's just such a commitment. Like, it emotionally drains me every time I watch a season. I get attached to someone and then they die or something happens.
It's a heavier show. It's the right amount of spooky where you and me don't freak out.
Right.
Where we can watch it, because I don't handle horror. There's only one person in your household that's stronger than you and me combined that can handle horror. I can't do it. I'm one of those. I'm like,
I don't sleep,
this
man.
has just enough suspense and gore and violence where I'm like, I can tolerate it. But it's heavier.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask, so on Stranger Things, on the Upside Down, how did he end up looking like that? Just the world kind of started to hurt him or what?
So when 11 pushed him to that area, he already started deteriorating a little because she's so powerful.
Right.
And then while he was there, it was like a thunderstorm, and then he got engulfed into this magical cloud, fog cloud that's there, and that kind of transformed him into that body. That's how he truly saw himself, because he was a little kid who, growing up, was into like gore and spiders, so he was a candidate for a serial killer right off the bat.
Maybe it's a good thing she sent him there. Was it like she did it on purpose or?
Yeah, so he was trying to escape with her in their little clinic, and while doing that, he kills all the other kids.
Oh,
that was there who were bullying her. Like, so he had a sister, so he growing up. So I think they don't go into it, but in my head, that's how they psychologically compared it. Like, oh, he's a big brother.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she freaks out, and then you know how Elle can't control her power sometimes, like emotion drives her.
Right.
And seeing the death of all those people, and then he tried to kill Papa.
Mm-hmm. Papa.
So that sent it to. There's a cute reunion. Elle with forgetting the dad's name. The Hawking sheriff. To our producers also in hiatus. Anyway, there's good reunions. They're older now. Hopper, good. Thanks. There's good reunions. There's a little funnier cast member. He's in 3. I forgot his name too. He's the one who's the conspiracy nut. Funny guy. But overall, I mean, like I'm excited to see where they're going with 5. They committed to a time leap.
So give me one good, one bad, and one nerdy.
The good was the reunions were really good. Bringing it all together. The bad was probably a little bit slow pacing, as it usually is, even though it's only 8 episodes. 8. The nerdy was the death scene. That was just that tore me up, man.
Was it well done then?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was a good hero's journey, and you got enough of. They made you like that character enough because he has a little bit of a rivalry with Steve over Dustin's heart. It's a little big brother heart. So I like that. I'm a sucker for that. And it was enough of where the guy was not a coward, but he's like his last word was like, "I didn't run this time. I'm a hero." I'm like, ah. So it was a good death scene. I hate to say that because I wanted him to stay. I really like that character.
There have to be stakes, man. People need to die. If no one ever dies, then
right, Whedon. What is he known for? He's like, you got to show that they're not immortal.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna ask one final question. Are you looking forward to the next thing, or does it feel like it's overstaying its welcome?
Luckily, Stranger Things has such a good, not on purpose, but they take so long to make a season, right? 2-3 years sometimes. That by the time it comes out, I'll be ready to watch the ending. Because it's the ending, right? It's easy when you know it's over.
Right.
Unless they do a spin-off in the future with some of the characters. But this storyline, 5 is done. So I'm excited to see where they go.
Cool. I'm glad to know. I am going to watch it. It's just one of those things, man, where it's on my list. And genuinely, like, I am a little checked out on it because of that one death, like, just brutalized me. He was just such a... I'm not going to go into it. That's 2 seasons ago. 3 seasons ago, almost.
Like, it's 5 years ago now, almost, right?
Seriously.
With, the space?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Absolutely. So I was going to say, do you want to switch over to Kenobi?
Yeah. So, Knights, totally recommend it. Join the Hellfire Club with us. Play D&D. I hate that when I tell someone I'm playing D&D, they're like, what? And I'm like, Stranger Things. Oh. It's been around since then.
We were doing it before Stranger Things is a thing. We were doing it before it was cool.
Oh, yeah. But I'm glad people like it and that are interested in it. I mean, there's dice. They show how it doesn't matter how old you are. It's just a fun game to play. So join the Hellfire Club with us, Knights. You'll be honorary Knights. Who knows? You don't have to play a Knight.
I was going to say, much like how 11 kicked her brother into... the Upside Down, we are kicking ourselves into the Star Wars universe. That was so stupid.
I don't know. I'm not sound effects. All right, time to go old school nerd.
Speaking of... never mind. I'll tell you this at the end. But speaking of Kenobi, what did you think? Have you finished it?
What?
Have you finished it?
Of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course. It's sometimes it's easier when it is bi-weekly or weekly.
Right. Yeah. Quad monthly.
Quad monthly. Yeah. No, Obi-Wan was a very a little more nostalgic for me, so it was easy to watch. Like Mandalorian shook my world. That was unexpected awesomeness, right? Some other stuff that came out, like the Bad Batch, other stuff they did, I didn't really care for. But Obi-Wan, that's memories.
Yeah, I'd agree. Obi-Wan was really good for me for the first 2 episodes. Then episode 3, it started to shake a little bit, and then there were some problems towards the end. But I don't know. Do you just want to dive into it like good, bad, nerdy? Do you want to talk about the overall story? How do you want to do this?
I mean, this is good, bad, nerdy.
Okay. GBN. So spoiler warning: if you haven't seen it, mute it. I guess come back when you've seen it.
When you're ready.
Yeah. Or just keep listening, and you only live once. So we finally see. So Leia gets kidnapped, and we finally see Vader and Ben go at it again, which is a little bit all right. I guess I don't know. I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people were like, I didn't really want to see them do it again. You know what I mean? What did you think, Johnny? Did you want to see it again?
So I mean, if we want to talk about the good, I'll put the good. I actually liked their fight scene because he was beat up. He lived in the desert for 10 years. Like, he sucked. Like, that was cool to see a crappy Kenobi, right?
Right.
So I didn't mind the fight scene at all. And it was cool the reaction that when Kenobi had to face him. But the last fight scene was a little bit better when he was switching back and forth with Anakin's voice and Lion King's voice.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
Thank you. I don't know. I'm dropping names left and right. I've been up for a while. But when they were switching that back and forth, I like that a lot.
That was cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that in Nerdy for me because that was probably my favorite
Cool.
part of the
Yeah,
whole series.
I like that part a little bit more. But for me, it was just fine. It was a good fight scene. It was cool. I mean, it was slow, but it felt more realistic
Yeah.
in a way, right?
Yeah, so I'd say a good for me was just seeing all the characters, like the cast back again. Seeing, Hayden Christensen back in the role was cool. Seeing Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, I always said Ewan,
He's out of
and
my
then
league. Ewan McGregor.
and then everyone's like it's Ewan, and I'm like, oh, okay. I guess I'll pronounce it correctly from now on. But I've been saying it wrong for years. Anyway, so seeing Ewan McGregor back again was cool. Those two reunited, especially because they did a lot of interviews together or other things, and they just have such good chemistry. I don't know. You can tell they're genuinely friends, even in real life. They told a lot of cool stories in a lot of the interviews and stuff. So for me, that was my good. Like, it was fun to see everyone back at the helm. James Earl Jones still doing the Darth Vader voice. That was cool. I'm trying to think if there was anyone else. I think those were the main ones from the original.
What's Uncle?
Oh, yeah.
Sam?
Uncle Owen and Aunt Shmi.
Owen. Yeah, that was the same Owen as Clone Wars, right? Or
Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of his first big roles, actually. He's a big actor now, so it's cool he came back. He's in Warrior and a bunch of other stuff. And I don't think the wife, it's not Shmi because that's his mom. I'm trying to remember her name. Anyway, I don't think she's as big of an actress, but I could be wrong. But I see all the time in a bunch of movies.
I mean, they're a lot of them aren't big, but it's not like they're gonna say no to Disney.
Right. I just thought it was cool that no one's outgrown it. They brought back everyone.
Yeah, and it worked well too because they were aged, right? They're supposed to be aged a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, all the Leia's parents were the same. Like that was all.
One of my bads, if you're okay going into that, did you have another good?
No, I want to go hardcore nerdy.
Okay, well, I was just gonna say one of my bads was I have a couple, but some of the CGI, man, was just low budget. Like,
You can say garbage.
yeah, it was really bad. Like when Vader pulls down the ship, I'm like, it's a cool scene, but that looked like a cartoon. Like that was two steps away from a cartoon. That was awful, awful CGI. Some of the worst I've ever seen. Like the Star Wars prequels that came out 20 years ago look better on CGI than that did. So I was a little bit like biting my tongue. Like, are you kidding me? You couldn't drop another $1 million to make that look. This is Kenobi. And what's crazy is some of the other series look better. Like they've released footage from the new Rebels series, with the guy from Rogue One, Cassian, the new Cassian series, and the CGI looks better in that than this does. I don't know. It blows my mind that they didn't spend more money on it. Like I can't get over it. Maybe they spent all the money on Hayden and Ewan and James Earl Jones, so they couldn't afford any CGI.
Could have been.
Did that bug you at all?
No, I'm not as stickler as you. I like to get lost in the story. It didn't stick out as bad as me. Sometimes they do stick out, but that one didn't stick out that bad.
Well, that's good.
Because it was a hair darker too. They made it kind of dark on some things, so it blended in more.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Even just the movements didn't look very realistic, though. I don't know. All of it. I could just... It looked like something from 20 years ago to me. Like Sci-Fi Channel, piss poor CGI, which I can't stand. I don't know. I have like a zero tolerance policy on bad CGI.
Bad CGI?
What'd you do for bad?
My bad was when he was with the Inquisitor lady in the first episode, and she goes like, "Anakin's alive," and Obi-Wan's reaction is like, "Oh," and that was just I don't know. I didn't really care for how we found out Anakin was alive or that he's Vader. It did not. That was like the weakest reaction. I don't know if it was acting, storytelling, how it went. I wasn't sold that it was like when Captain America figured out that Bucky was Winter Soldier, like that was like, oh, dude, his world is rocked.
Yeah.
Ben was just like, oh, no way. Ooh, bum, bum, bum. Like, it just looks so crappy.
It would have been cool if, like, the first time, like, there's none of that dialogue. He just escapes. And then the first time he sees, like, Vader comes around the corner, and you can just tell in his eyes, like, he realizes it's Anakin.
Or he just goes, like, master or something. Like, something to call back that just startles him and the fight gets ruined. You know, like I said, like Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Right, exactly, totally. Like, he totally has a mental meltdown, and then he gets dragged through the coals. That would have been really cool. I mean, and you own both of them, so you might as well, Disney.
Just do it all.
Steal it that way and not the other way. Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% with you there. That was not good.
Yeah, I just wanted more like he killed his brother. Like, in his eyes, it's his brother, it's his son, it's his best friend, right? He had to kill, like, that wrecked his world. And then find out he's alive?
Yeah, it would have been cool if like they had that first little battle together and he doesn't realize it's Anakin and then Vader says something, like I am what you made me or something like that, and then he puts it together.
I mean, they did drop your favorite line. I have the high ground.
Did they say that again? I feel like they did.
How did you not get that? That was like their first fight. I promise you.
He says high ground at one point?
Yeah, I promise you, because that's stuck in my head. Unless I dreamt it, which I doubt I did.
Well, there's like a million memes where they've been editing stuff together, so maybe you saw a social media thing and now you're remembering
I don't
it
follow
wrong.
Memes like you do. I only make them.
I don't know, man. I don't remember that line. I'm gonna rewatch it now, and I'm
pretty sure it's the fight, and it's like I have the high ground now, because I remember standing up in my chair and being like, Jay, there you go.
I'm so sick of high ground memes, man. I've got to say it. There is a high ground. There are millions of high ground memes, and I'm so over it.
Didn't you make one?
I'm sure I have. Yeah, I'm sure I contributed to that.
I guarantee now, once this is off, the next 3 days, I'm going to just be combing through and sending you the video.
Yeah, I please do. I was going to say one bad for me was when Obi-Wan's trying to escape like the Inquisitor facility and Leia's just like hiding under his coat. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it looked weird, huh?
That was so stupid. That was like a Mr. Magoo moment, like a cartoon, or I don't even know what, dude. Like I was trying to think of, it's like Austin Powers when Mini-Me is like, when he's on Mini-Me's shoulders. That's literally how that felt. Leia, let me get on your shoulders. Like, oh my gosh, such a bad moment.
Sorry, it's like that meme where is it Gronk from Emperor's Groove? It's just hiding against the wall, and it's like, oh, they can't see me. let's put this over my coat so no one can see that I'm awkwardly disproportionate now.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it was.
Who are you fooling there?
It was bad. I'll just say that it was bad. And there were a couple moments like that were almost like a cartoon, like when she's running and through the forest and they're like trying to chase her and they're like, a branch. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, have you ever chased a little kid? I have. I'll grab that little kid by its collar and.
What are you admitting to?
I have nieces and nephews, okay, Johnny?
Yeah, I know. They're fun, though. They're fun to chase.
I know a ton of 13-year-old girls who could beat you up, Johnny.
You know a lot of 13-year-old girls?
Yeah,
there wasn't... I mean, I'll do an overall rating at the end, but... Yeah, there was a lot of bad moments. That high ground I love, though. I'm going to find it and send it to you. And if I'm wrong, guess what? I'm delirious. I have a life. I forget things good, so... At me.
I have one other bad, actually. Do you have any more bad? It's back to you. Okay, I have one other bad. It's when Obi-Wan goes, I will do what I must. And then he doesn't do what he must. Like, why would you say that again, Obi-Wan? And neither time you've killed Vader. Both times you've just left him. And it's like, dude, you could have killed him. This makes no sense at this point. Why even fight him? That drives me crazy. Vader should have won the fight. And Obi-Wan should have barely escaped or outsmarted him. You know what I mean? Like, hidden a thermal charge somewhere and escaped in a smoke bomb. You could have done a million other things, but why would Obi-Wan not just... Why isn't anyone killing anyone? Why is Vader stabbing Reva and not killing her twice? And then the Grand Inquisitor, like, someone please start lopping off heads. Drives me crazy.
A bad of mine that we alluded to at some point at some cast where it's a prequel. We know they're not going to die, right? Does it handcuff them? Are they like, well, we can't kill him? So I guess your line would have been perfectly fine if he doesn't say that, because we know you're not going to kill him.
Right. And yeah, and you should, like, you can't write him into a situation where he obviously should kill Darth Vader. Like, this is clearly a terrible person. Clearly you've checked out. Like, you believe that he's the evil Sith Lord. Like, why wouldn't you end him? It makes no sense.
No sense. Yeah, because it's like we know everything is going to be equal. Unless for new characters like the Inquisitor lady, the Master Inquisitor. We don't know what's going to happen to her story. She can live or die. No one really cares. But we know the aunt and uncle are going to survive. The parents survive. Leia, Obi-Wan, they all make it to, 3 movies later.
Even the Grand Inquisitor was in Rebels, which it takes place afterwards. So even he couldn't die. It's like, You really only had a couple people who could, in theory, be killed, which is really frustrating, actually. I don't know. I just was kind of upset that, like, Star Wars
Yeah,
is
so don't
doing...
make it seem like you're gonna kill him.
Yeah, Star Wars has gotten on this weird theme of, like, we're going to pretend we killed someone and then bring them back. Like Chewbacca in Rise of Skywalker. Or or Kylo gets stabbed and then we bring him back in Rise of Skywalker. And then there was one more. Oh, C-3PO. They erase his memory and then they bring him back. Reva, she gets stabbed in the stomach and then we bring her back twice. Grand Inquisitor gets stabbed in the stomach and then we bring him back. Like, guys, I am so sick and tired of you surviving these stupid situations where someone should just seriously lop off your head. Like, if I had a lightsaber,
like our previous cast, pull a Stranger Things and kill a character.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, give us some gravitas, please. Let us know that someone can die. Oh, frustrating.
All right, we ready to move on to the nerdy section?
Yeah, let's go to the nerdy. I've got all my bad out.
Good.
I purged the demons.
So, what I loved, and this was more, it's not even nerdy, it was just a good scene. The way Obi-Wan looked at Leia and saw Padme still melts my heart. It melts my heart, man.
Yeah, it was so tender.
Because he has like a good relationship with Luke, so we know that in the OG stuff, right? So it's cool to see that relationship with Leia that he builds.
I always thought too, when we first saw Force Awakens, I thought it was kind of dumb that Leia named her son Ben, because like she'd never met him, Han had barely met him, like it didn't really make sense for her to name his son that. But now I'm like, oh, I actually kind of love that she named him Ben, because
that's a good callback.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet, actually. Oh, I kind of love that.
Yeah, actually, you just epiphatized me. I don't know. That's cool. I didn't put two and two together like that. Huh.
Yeah, that always bugged me. That was one of the complaints I heard too about Force Awakens. Like, why would she name him Ben? Like, that just feels like fan service. But now it's like, oh, no, it actually canonically makes sense.
Yeah, because when she even asked him, like, "Are you my father?" and he's like, "No, I'm not." Like, that was so sad. Like, it was tender moments that you were like, I like this relationship.
Yeah, I wish I could say that I could. I honestly wanted more of that. Like, my favorite parts of the film were when people were talking rather than the action. Like, call me a hater, but like when he was having a conversation with Leia, genuinely loved that moment. When he's having a conversation with Vader, genuinely loved that moment. Like, I enjoyed that way more than, I don't know, when he fought the stormtroopers, when he was bringing Leia out of the facility. I don't know. That was just me.
No, and I asked just to move on to the separate part real quick. But it goes along with it. When I did a poll asking people what they thought, and it's something too, your opinion on it. It's hard to cast kids from a character you love already, and that was hands down Leia as a kid. I thought that was perfect casting.
Yeah.
Everyone I talked to, they loved it.
Yeah. I saw a really funny meme because some people were complaining about her acting, and it was like when an 8-year-old isn't giving Star Wars fans when an 8-year-old isn't giving an Oscar-worthy performance, and it's Walter White just punching like a paper towel dispenser to pieces. It's like, it's so true. We're so critical. Star Wars fans are the worst fans in all of fandom.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone I've talked to loved it though. They loved her willpower. They loved how she's like does her own thing, because that's Leia. Her spirit is a rebel. Right?
Yeah, and she's kind of snarky. She's kind of a know-it-all, and she's a little bit entitled.
You kind of want to be like, she gets herself in the situations you got to get her out of, right? She rolls natty ones, and now you got to go save her.
Yeah, exactly. Like when they jump into the trash compactor, and Han's like, "What a wonderful smell you've discovered!" Like, he's so mad.
And this one right here too, she's like the little kid. She's just doing running around. Like, if you just listen to him and hide in his coat, you'll be fine.
Ugh. So can we talk about Vader getting his mask chopped in half?
Did you not like that?
I love that when he was talking with Obi-Wan and like the red keeps going in and out and his eyes keep changing color. I don't know. They've taken like stills and sometimes his eyes are blue and sometimes they're Sith yellow. It's pretty cool. But I love the line where he says, "I'm not your failure. You didn't kill Anakin." And then he goes, "I did." And his eyes get all crazy.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool too because like in the Revenge or Empire Strikes Back, Obi-Wan says something like, you know, the man I knew was dead and Vader had killed him, like, kind of thing, you know, like, and it makes perfect sense with that scene. That whole exchange was so good.
Yeah, they went along with it was the right amount of like sadness that he had to do it, but also not. He missed Anakin. He misses Anakin, not what Anakin became.
Right. I do wish Vader would have won the battle for whatever reason. I think it would have been cool to. I mean, you kind of the problem is you're kind of nerfed because Vader says the line, "When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master." So it's like Obi-Wan kind of has to win, but there are ways as a writer you can work around that. Like Obi-Wan could outsmart him but still lose the duel.
Just gets an escape route.
Yeah, exactly. Like
that the memory they had when they were practiced. The only one real scene with him and with Hayden.
Yeah.
That they had him, and then like he had him beat to rights, but Obi-Wan did some clever little thing that won.
Yeah, well, and I was irritated with that too because it's like at no point Anakin we've always talk up and say he's the best Jedi, right? But at no point has he beaten Obi-Wan. He didn't beat him at that moment. He didn't beat him in Revenge of the Sith. He didn't beat him in Kenobi now, and technically he didn't really beat him in A New Hope. Obi-Wan just sort of went, "Okay, take me." You know what I mean? Like kind of a difference.
He gave himself up.
Right, he totally surrendered, and Vader was like, "Finally!"
And then he's like, "Aw."
And Obi-Wan goes, "Swing and a miss."
Thanks to the Mandalorian, we know who the best one is. Lucas Skywalker.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he took out like all those robots like it was nothing. So.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know.
I mean, I guess you can go Yoda, because we never saw a true blue Yoda.
Mace Windu, man, what you talking about? Mace Windu beat Palpatine, and Palpatine was considered supreme, so...
I mean, who would not want a fantasy duel on that? When everyone talks about who's going to win, LeBron or Michael in their day, and I'm like, dueling, here we go.
Dude, I think Mace Windu takes it all. That's my opinion.
Windu over Walker.
You can put it on the board. He's chopping off heads and arms, and he's going nuts.
Well, I mean, and there's so much of, like, Luke that we don't know from Empire till, I guess...
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens, right? There's so much going on in between. Because they get beat up. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Ben, when he's out of it for 10 years, he starts to suck, right?
Right.
So we didn't see him in his prime.
No, it's true. It's
true. Or true prime. I mean, we did see him a little in Mandalorian when he's wearing the all black.
Right.
When he comes back with the Empire look.
Right, and Empire Strikes Back, he's pretty good still, too. He's kind of just swinging the lightsaber like a baseball bat. Mm-hmm. I would say with this Kenobi series, though, that nothing's really added to the Star Wars universe, like, other than the things we kind of mentioned, like, there's cool story dynamics that are fleshed out, but it's not like you could... It is a story where, like, you could never watch it and it wouldn't take away from Star Wars, you know what I mean? It's definitely one of those things where it's like, when you have a side comic or whatever, like commentary or whatever. Like it's definitely.
I was gonna say, is it a side quest?
Exactly, it's like a side quest, which is fine, and it was entertaining and it was fun, but it's certainly not something that for me, like I would give it maybe a 6 or maybe a 7 out of 10, like 6.5. Like,
what if it was 2 hours and it was just showing his bond with Leia?
That would have been different. Yeah, I would have liked it more if it was a movie, if it had a movie budget. And it was the same kind of type of storyline.
Not a full blue blockbuster budget, but if they had like a good Disney Plus stream budget.
Even the Mandalorian budget, you know what I mean? Like, I think...
Yeah, but they don't have to pay as much for the Mandalorian actors. You caught the nail on the head who they had to afford.
Yeah, you could have cut out 2 episodes, though, is the thing. And told the same story just much better. Like, there was definitely some filler, you know what I mean? That you could have cut out.
What about call back to a bad. Who's the Empire traitor who helped him? The Scorpion's wife. The one who gave Leia her little side sling. The one who saved him. The one who saved them from escaping the planet.
The Game of Thrones actress?
Yeah. That's the Scorpion's wife. What's her name?
Oh, I thought you meant... dude, for some reason I was thinking of, like, the Scorpion King, like, Dwayne Johnson's wife.
No. Sorry. I went Game of Thrones, not saying Game of Thrones. Anyway, that character is a cool character, and they finally have another cool female lead who's awesome, and that one they kill off.
Oh, yeah. She was cool, too. She was way cool. I loved when she just choked out that Imperial officer. She's like, oh, I'll show you my credentials. Just come behind this archway with me where no one can see it. She puts him in a sleeper hold and knocks him out. That was awesome.
And it was a good because it like the Mandalorian's awesome because it tells a different story in the same world, right? Her story would be cool too. Someone who joined the Empire, felt lied to, and betrayed him, right? There's probably a ton like that. So it's a cool to see both sides of it. Like, hey, I was lied to. You know, that happened through the Civil War. That happened everywhere. Like, oh, I was misled by this. I was misled by that. So it's cool to see that. Like, her story would have been really cool. They did a little cheaper budget, giving her a 3-part miniseries. That'd be way cool to watch that.
Yeah. Maybe a video game.
Ooh.
Spies in the Empire.
Ooh. Did you just write a new comic book?
It would be sweet. Star Wars has plenty of comic books and whatnot.
I don't know if they have a Spies of the Empire. That sounds. I just like that name. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, just now.
Dude, that's a pro. I like it. We just coined it. No one steal it from us.
Yeah, when they release it, we're gonna sue them. Trademark. I trademark it.
We can
Quack,
finally
quack, no
afford our
seatback.
own studio.
Yeah. We're gonna sue Disney for $50 million.
$50 million. Oh, we have no lawyers? Okay, you win.
I'd be fine with $50. No, I wouldn't. I'm kidding.
I'd be right just to get the, what's it called, the publicity.
Yeah, I would have done it for the experience.
I would have done it for the experience. You'd have to pay me. Sorry, my overall rating, I'm with you. 6.5, 7. How I rate stuff is, will I ever rewatch this? No. Will I love watching little clips of him looking at Leia and seeing Padme? All day.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, that's how I judge it, too. Like, I've already rewatched The Mandalorian again.
Yeah.
I probably won't ever revisit this one, other than just watching, like, little clips of what I liked. But overall, like, I won't ever sit down and watch the whole series again. Until I have, like, kids or whatever, and they want to watch it. And then it's like, fine. Watch her run.
And then you
see
go
how
to the other
dumb that
room and
is.
text, right?
Yeah, exactly. She's under the trench coat. How does that make sense? She
was
like
this
even
smart,
sticks
Daddy?
her head out and
Daddy
puts it
Kate,
back.
was this right? No, son. No.
Wrong. Now let me
Listen to the podcast I wrote with Uncle Johnny, and we watch us complain about this for hours.
It would have been funnier if like Leia was on his shoulders and they'd done like the trench coat thing and she was pretending to be an adult.
That just reminds me of Family Guy. Oh yeah, you're good. Ugh. Pass right through.
Just give her a stormtrooper helmet.
One more quick callback that I did like, because they were calling back and they used Boba Fett when he was a stormtrooper.
Oh, yeah.
Begging for money, right? Because they're all clones.
One of the clones, yeah. Timora, whatever.
I guess they're all Django. Sorry, they're all Django, right?
Yeah.
But the way that he looked at him, the way Obi-Wan looked at him, and he remembered Django, not the stormtrooper. But that was a cool little callback of... Because it took me a half a second to be like, wait, what? What's going on? Why is he? I'm like, that's right, all clones.
Right. It made me wonder, who is he thinking of? Is he thinking of Django? Is he thinking of Commander Cody? Is he thinking of...
Oh, that's true. You're right. Yeah, you could think of a lot of them.
Even Boba. Yeah, there's a bunch that Obi-Wan interacts with. In the Clone Wars especially, like,
I
he's
guess
really
Boba
close with a
wouldn't
few.
be of age, right? Isn't he, like, probably 10?
Yeah, but I mean,
at this point,
they've crossed paths, though, still, and he would know that Boba's going to grow up looking like him. So... It counts. It counts.
Okay, good. I was trying to save my nerdom. But that was a cool little, 2-second thing. So maybe I am right. I think he said the high ground. I'm gonna, probably in the weekend, because I have to wake up in a few hours, probably won't rewatch. Like I said, it's so hard to rewatch. I think it's the first battle scene when they're in that battle scene, too, just looked like a empty, Mad Max. It wasn't even a cool little area where they fought. Like a little desert thing with a barrel and it just looked crappy where they fought their first fight scene.
Yeah,
that was kind of low key.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of metal when he dragged him through the coals, but that was it. Just I like the principle, but then also Obi-Wan was better pretty quick. Those banta takes, man, they work wonders.
They don't mess around. All right, that's all I had for that. I mean, I really liked it. Nights, we have a lot of stuff coming up. Ren Fair's coming up. I'm going to for sure be there. Post some stuff for us. Hopefully Jay will come with me this time. I may or may not have a cosplay for a Ren Fair. We'll see how I'm feeling. Jay cosplayed 2 years ago and then got too cool for it. I think you were out of town in the last one. You couldn't make it.
Yeah, I'll try and make this one. I'll bring my recurve bow.
Yeah, and then we have we'll get some cool shots. Evermore is gonna do they're already auditioning for Halloween stuff. We get pumped for that in the fall. We don't miss it in the fall. We might have a hard time going every other time. Love Evermore in the fall. And then something else is coming in September, Jay. What is it?
FanX.
Ooh. Are we getting a booth and fighting this time?
No way, dude.
What are we doing? Walking around and fighting.
Yeah, walking around and fighting. Dude, the funniest thing... Or no, they just announced someone cool coming to FanX. Who was it? It was the guy who plays King Arthur, and he's in Sons of Anarchy. Charlie...
Oh, yeah. Your favorite fight scene montage of all time.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, we're excited nights. We're going to be roaming nonstop, walking around, getting our steps in, because me and Jay need 10,000 to look as well as we do. Probably need 30,000 for me. Holy buckets.
Yeah.
We'll be walking around FanX. Find us. We'll find you if you don't find us. We love tracking people down, so we'll find you. Come find us. Talk to us there. Talk to us at Ren Fair. We're going to be a little more active in the next month.
Yeah.
Forgot what month we're in. There's other stuff we're dropping. Do you have any other cool news? Any nerd news or anything?
Other nerd news. Other nerd news. What was it? Was that Homeboy's a meeting with Marvel executives Kevin
For
Feige?
X-Men.
Yeah, Eggsy is. What's his name in real life?
Yeah, from
Kingsman.
Kingsman.
What's his name in real life? Taron Egerton.
Oh, I knew it was difficult.
Yeah. No, I think. What is your take on that, real quick? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I mean, my heart goes to a Will Wolverine. Is my height is actually shorter than me. He's like 5'3".
Who?
So. Wolverine he was written as a small character.
No,
so it'd be really cool.
I thought you were saying someone's name.
Oh no! I said he's short, so it'd be cool to see because I think he's like 5'9", 5'10", which hey, I'd kill to be that. But it'd be cool to see an agile Wolverine, right? Not huge Jack man who is just a
6'4"
Adonis,
yes.
and an Adonis of a human, just a good looking guy, right?
Yeah.
But I did. So I'm excited for that one. I mean, where are they going to go with X-Men? It's been told, but I think that if they take another few years off of it, people will be excited for it. I am, however, because you and me, we were on the same page of the Umbrella Academy. The 3rd season just dropped, so I decided to give it another chance. I've been finished the first one. It got better towards the end. And season 2's been good so far. What I do like is because my nerd heart has to always pay attention to where would this guy be casted, and they have a character there. He's the only one I really liked before. It's Klaus Robert Sheenhan.
Yeah, I know
he's
Klaus.
a British guy. He's really good.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about, Klaus.
Yeah.
Imagine him if he was the Riddler, cast as the Riddler.
He would be so good at it.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I loved the Riddler on Gotham.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was the skinny guy, a little, not flamboyant, but a little, full of himself, like snarky, kitty. And Klaus, this character that he has, is like a scaredy cat version of the Riddler. But he has the same swag, the movement. And I was watching him, and I was like, if that was the Riddler, because the Riddler for the Batman movie was all right. But if it was Klaus as the bad guy, he would have had better interactions with Bruce Wayne. Like him and Bruce Wayne talking. Because he could have just pretended to be his best friend.
Right. I didn't really love the YouTube streamer Riddler. Hey guys, this is gonna be my last video. Thanks for subscribing. That was one of the parts where I was like,
"What? Like and subscribe."
I was like,
post it. But yeah, but if they do a second movie and he's more Bruce Wayne in this one, Robert Pattinson. If they do, I think it'd be cool, man. I'll shout out for Klaus in anything. I think he'd be a cool villain.
Yeah.
Like the villain who's not like a psycho villain who is manipulative. That'd be great. Just want to put that out there that I am watching that. I got yelled at by my cousins and sisters that I didn't give that show a chance because I didn't like it at all. Me and you tried. I could not get into it at all.
No.
Forced myself. It got a little bit better. And it's summer, right? So there's you can watch shows.
It's just like Expendable 4s. First time watched it, hated it. Second time, hated it. Third time, not so bad. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh time, it's just not good.
It's just not a good show. Yeah, because there's a couple of these like The Boys, like other stuff that they're dropping new seasons, and I'm like, maybe I should give it a chance. What's wrong with me? They're not dropping my Carnival Row yet, so until shows I care about drop, Maybe I'll give these ones another chance.
Yeah, what's up with that? Carnival Row is like 6 years out, I swear.
Yeah, it's because they keep having schedule conflict because of COVID, and then they have to do where they go. They need to make it sure that it's winter, so they can only record in the winter time. Then they got to edit it. As far as I know, it should be dropping this fall. But I really liked it. It's a rare steampunk fantasy show which we don't have. And Amazon does a good thing about we don't have that many shows, so the things that we do are well, except for the Wheel of Time.
I didn't care for it. We do need to have a cast on Reacher though, and on Jack Carr. So those are two. One of the cast of Jack Carr reached out to us. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I was gonna say that's a big one.
Yeah.
We might get guests again here, Knights.
Yeah, seriously. No, he reached out to us, so I'm hoping we'll have him on. I need to finish the Jack Carr series, and then I'd like to get the actor on. But he's in pretty much the whole series.
Yeah, we'll put him in. I was just gonna say the Lord of the Rings drops pretty soon.
Way soon, and it looks good. Like I was not a believer.
VFX good.
Yeah, and then they showed the trailer, and I was like, wow, I like that it's, or not the trailer. They showed some footage from it. You know, some stills and other things. Anyway, I like that it looks like it's its own thing, but still looks like it belongs in that universe. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a good combination.
Yeah, the Mandalorian, right? It's the universe for different story.
Exactly.
That's been gold lately.
You still feel like you're in Star Wars, like in that universe, but it's definitely a different part of the galaxy with a whole new set of characters and ideals and everything else. I love that combination. That's what I live for, man.
That's why Rogue One was so sick, right? Like it was a story we kind of knew a little bit of. Like we knew that's how they had to get the escape plan, right? I'm looking forward to it. That's the only series I think that's dropping soon that I'm for.
Yeah, Celebrimbor, man, I'm excited to see you.
We're gonna see you. I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, dude. We got a lot of good casts coming up. Hopefully in the next couple weeks.
We'll have good casts coming up. We're gonna be on the streets pretty soon too. Come meet us. Come say hi. Come with us there. We're gonna have a lot of callback guests pretty soon. Our authors are coming back. We're having Ophi's coming back. Our rock star. We're getting some people back. We're gonna chime in to see if they still remember us.
I think we need Sydney back on, dude. I've been like...
That's what I was going to say. Our OG. I've been rewatching Community because it's that time of year. And that first season, like the first 5 episodes, it can't be played today. It is just so un-PC, but like the person doing it can do it because it's not a white guy with money.
Right.
So it's fine.
Yeah. I love someone accidentally called me honey. One of our friends texted me instead of their wife and called me honey, and I sent him that clip from Community. Don't call me honey. I don't know, dude. Ain't no potty without
are you Pierce
drugs.
Hawthorne in 50 years? Is that you?
Dude, that'll be me. I'll be so like
running around back to community college.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you were to transport me back 50 years, I was probably kind of progressive, you know, just moderate. But now, 50 years later, I haven't changed at all, and everyone thinks I'm like really outdated. You know what I mean? Saying stuff that's pretty terrible. Don't worry.
Well,
Pierce
also too, you're Chevy Chase. You have the tall length. You got the good chin. When I was looking at him, like I can see Jay being that in 50 years.
Yeah.
I'll just be Chang running around. I'm a professor. No, you're not. What?
Exactly, dude. When someone says something racist and Jeff's like, don't worry, Pierce will top it in less than 2 minutes.
He does.
Troy says something like, you're not my mom to Shirley.
Shirley's not my, you're not my, no, you're not my mom. No, you're not Shirley. And Shirley's not my mom. You can't tell me what to do. You're not Shirley. And Shirley's not my mom. That's the line, but that's not the line that you're thinking of.
She's not? No, I love it.
It's a good show. It's nowadays lightheartedness that I've been watching Sunny. Some of these things, escapism is great. Nights. Listen to us. We're great escapism. I just got a car, and the car I didn't have a built-in Bluetooth, and guess what? I was able to listen to us on Spotify with the touch. So we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on your mom's, I don't know, I was going to say your mom's basement and Stranger Things.
Dude, I was going to ask you, what did you think about putting one of our stickers on your truck?
I think we're going to have to make one now.
Yeah, huge
Nights, I'll admit, what's that the trailer hitch stopper blocker?
Yeah.
I got that thing. I got a Stars Lab.
That's sick.
And then I got Yeah, it's dope. And then I got a Agents of Shield tire valve cover up. Because I want to go. Whoever sees that and knows that, I know you're a true nerd. It's not Captain America. It's not a Flash symbol. It's someone that you know. Oh, you know what Star Labs is. They had a Wayne Enterprise one. I was debating on doing that, but I'm like, no, you got to go DC. You got to go Marvel. Spread it around.
And Star Labs is it's a good deep cut. Most people don't know it.
And I love Star Labs. It has the right amount of science and fun. And the first 3 seasons of The Flash that I worshipped was Star Labs, right?
Yeah.
So in my eyes, that's what I hedged for a minute. And you know me, Jay. When I nerd hard. I'm going to get like 8 different ones and swap it out every 2 weeks. But my first one was Star Labs.
Dude, speaking of The Flash and Star Labs, did you see all this stuff surrounding Ezra Miller?
What is your... Okay, we're going to keep going real quick, Knight. Sorry. We love it. Tell us what you think, too. Is it publicity, or is he just AWOL?
Oh, no, he's AWOL. Dude, he's nuts. He's nuts. I've read a couple articles on it. Like, parents have come forward about him, like, grooming children and, like, kidnapping. He's kidnapped a child at one point. Like, dude is nuts. It's not a...
Again, going back to Klaus from Umbrella Academy, he'd make a better Flash.
Yeah. Dude, here's the thing. You could swing a dead cat and hit a better actor for that in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like,
not even Hollywood. Jade, let's audition. Let's see how far we get.
I'd have to think for a quick minute of who the best would be, but I was kind of sick of Barry Allen. It should have been Wally West anyway.
So Wally West, we can get a little bit of a fiery redhead, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, even Barry Allen, they're more full of themselves.
Yeah.
You get a guy that's full of himself, sarcastic, or let them even what bugs me is they don't let him audition. Like, let the CW Flash audition at least. He would have made a better part. Let Lex Luthor from Smallville, let him audition for Lex Luthor instead of the crap we got.
That would have been so
let
good.
him try.
Dude, he would have crushed it.
And he has his own podcast, and I love it because he'll bring back Smallville members. And he's like, I didn't even get an audition. I tried. I'm like, they didn't even let him audition.
I know, they went with the worst actor for it imaginable.
I get it was the name, and I get that, but you know what?
Dude, DC's casting has been the worst. Ezra Miller at The Flash, Amber Heard in Aquaman 2, like, they're your psychos. And then
yeah,
I loved him in Zombieland.
Khaleesi.
Yeah, I loved him in Zombieland, but man, he was not my Lex Luthor.
No, he could have been like Elastic Man, something like that. Some goofy, yeah. Imagine him as Elastic Man running around. Oh, look at me! Like a crappy character.
That was revelation, divine, Johnny. That was brilliant. Yes.
I love Elastic Man. But I'm just saying, like, there's better stuff he could have done. He could have been even Captain Cold, just not as like annoying, just more stern.
No, the guy from Smallville would have.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
He would have crushed it as
good, and he's at the right age too, where you're a little older. He's in his mid-30s, but he looks 25. He looks 30. He can pull it off.
He can play Sinister so well.
Yeah, and he's intelligent. Like, that's Lex Luthor beats him in his mind, not his like, oh, I'm a tech genius, Facebook.
If I could go back and have those redone, man, but just not be poorly done. Like
if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I would redo the casting of Lex Luthor and get it right, like Shazam. I had one redo.
Yeah, you need 300 million, but still.
No, that's I can't remember if it was $1 million. It was Andy when he's like,
his
I could redo that. I would do Shazam and get it done right. We should kill O'Neill and do it right.
Remake the movie Shazam, but do it right. Like,
I don't know. I like HBO's in the helm. Like, they have like they're the mini series they have, like the Titans and the not Paw Patrol. Oh my goodness, Patrol Squad. Anyway, the other one they have with Brendan Fraser, the one that Beast Boy came from, Doom Patrol. Oh, that killed me. Those ones are great, and they have great actors that aren't huge, but guess what? They're killing the roles.
Yeah. I don't know. The future's interesting, I'll say that, for DC. And I don't know how the future's going to be for Marvel either, because I was the biggest Marvel fanboy, and dude, they're losing me. Like, the stories are unraveling, you know what I mean? Like, they're just not really tying together.
Yeah, are we Phase 4? They're saying how Phase 4 just needs to stop, or Phase 5, and just move on.
Yeah. It's, I'm a little frustrated, I'll say that.
I still have faith that Thor is going to do what Ragnarok did and bring us all back home.
We'll see. Guardians 3 too. That I would. Yeah, if things don't change, Guardians 3 will be the last movie I see in theaters for Marvel. I'll start turning into you, Johnny, and just wait for them to come to my home screen.
That's just because I have no one to go with, man. I don't like to go to a movie by myself. I'm one of those weirdos who I can eat alone, but a movie I like to go with people.
I love going to the movies by myself.
Yeah, everyone does. I'm just that kind of a weirdo. And they opened one across the street from my house in Denver, Colorado. So you don't know where I live. That was a joke. I live in Wayne Manor. And even then, it's walking distance. And I still am like, should I? Nah, I'll go lay down. Tuesday matinee. I'm teaching 2 classes. I'll go later.
I love that. No,
I can watch my bedroom. Done.
Exactly. No, I'm nervous. My other thing is that everything is turning into Star Wars and Marvel, and I want to see some original movies. Top Gun was a good breath of fresh air. We'll have to talk about that soon. We'll cast that one.
Even though it was a sequel.
Yeah, even though a sequel done 40 years later, like Zoolander 2.
It was the only one done right 40 years later.
Yeah.
Out of the last 20 they've tried to do.
What about Bill and Ted? You liked that one?
I liked it, but again, I didn't have to pay money for it. It's always different when you fork out $15 to watch something.
And it wasn't a masterpiece.
Yeah, and it was just a fun, stupid movie that reminded me of when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, they've had a lot of they've had like 20 movies that have come out years later. Even the new Jurassic Park movies, the new sequels are like terrible. Lightyear has horrible reviews. It has like a 4 out of 10 on IMDb.
And they tried. They got the OG cast. They tried so hard, but they got to understand. You got to do it. You got to give them enough nostalgia, but make it different.
Yeah, it's bananas is what I'll say it is. I can't believe.
Bananan.
Yeah, I'm just sick of all the storytelling that's currently happening. I think it's not very innovative. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
It now has a 5.3. Lightyear does, which is still.
Ooh, I probably gave it the extra 2
score.
just to bug you.
Yeah, exactly, because you love Toy Story.
I love Toy Story, but I'm not gonna watch the new Buzz Lightyear, whatever that drops.
Yeah, no, pass. Anything else, Johnny?
No, I'm excited for where we're headed. Usually when we have a good summer hiatus, we come out strong. So I'm excited for us nights. We are going to be out on the streets more. That's the perk of having you and me. If I'm not out, you're out.
Yeah.
But we like to go out together because it's fun.
Yeah. And we're going to put our camera to good use again. The fun thing is this next year we're going to do a lot more camera work at FanX, kind of like what we did with Ed Evermore last year. This year we're going to do that, but focus on FanX.
Yeah. FanX, we're going to be on the streets. We have some fun skits that you and me have been trying out. We're working out. We made some cool contacts last year that we still are around, so we'll get some cool collaborations. That's all I care about.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get some collaborations with us. Chime into some of the people that sat next to us. And buy cool swag. I miss nerding, spending money. I still have the artwork of the awesome artist that was next to us. So I'm drawing a blank. Melissa. I have her card. We'll post it. Anyway, she was next to us. I still have her. She has Captain America and Bucky. I have that here. She had all that Link stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then come meet us. We have stickers to give out. So many stickers.
Yeah. No, it'll be good, dude. It'll be good.
We're excited. It gets us out of the house. It gets us moving. We weren't able to go outside of the state this year, but we will soon. We'll get all the big ones.
Maybe 2024.
Atlanta, Dragon Con. We got some friends there that want to see us. San Diego. We're going to host our own panel.
Yeah. No, we're excited. We're excited.
We actually had people reach out to us asking if we're going to the one in Denver because it was close to us. And I'm like, our timing was just bad this year.
Yeah, so we had Denver. I think there's one in Oklahoma. And then someone reached out on San Diego, too.
Yeah, and then there's the anime one that dropped, too. But you and me would just... the other ones I would pay for us to go anime, we'd be just lost.
Yeah, I agree.
It'd be fun to do. We're all for...
Oh, Dragon Ball Z. I've heard of that. I've heard of Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I've heard of One Punch Man.
I tried to. I had a session with the client, a free one, and he's this big nerd kid, and I was trying to brag, and he's a nerd from like the PC nerd, anime nerd, and I'm like a console Marvel nerd. Anyway, so I tried to brag and be like, yeah, I know Dragon Ball Z. Give me to go to 3,000. Is that the number? And he's like. Was it 9,000? I was like, crap.
Yeah, it's over 9,000.
Yeah, right? Because I'm like, you've quoted it, so I've known it, and I've quoted it right 2 out of 3 times, but still. I know My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan. Other than that, I'm pretty.
What about the Hero Alchemist or
Oh, Full Metal
Full
Alchemist.
Metal Alchemist? Yeah,
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the Blood Groot one, which I heard is really good. I watched the first one, half of it.
got it.
But those ones are emotional and they're hard. I'm more of like a lighter heart. Attack on Titan's the only one that was a little hard, like a little heavier that I watched. But My Hero is just like motivation. It's like I got to be number one and I'm like lift. Yeah, let's do this.
I love it.
I love telling that story. I was sitting in bed and all of a sudden I watched My Hero and I got pumped and I went to the gym right after. And I was sad and depressed that day. And freaking I forgot their names. Anyways, let's I was motivated and I went and I lifted. That's it. Oh, and one more nerd news real quick. Rumors of a how do you call it, Jay, when it's a continuation of a show, but not same character but different show? Spin-off. Jon Snow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard there's because they're dropping the one from 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago that's coming out. The
prequel.
The Rise of the Targaryens. So it's like a prequel, but a real prequel.
It's like a Rise of the House of the Dragon or something.
Yeah, House of Dragon. That's dropping pretty soon. But there's rumors of Jon Snow, and I'm like, maybe do him justice because everyone hated what happened to him.
That'd be cool. You could really make it so it's so good that you don't even watch the last season of Game of Thrones. You just skip to that.
Right, and even Family Guy made fun of it. They're doing parodies of HBO. Like, should we watch? What's that show called? Oh my gosh. What's the dragon show called? Game of Thrones. Wow, Jay, yeah, I've been up too late. Sorry, Nights. I'm worse than ever. Anyways, they're like, should we watch Game of Thrones? And they're like, yeah, we should watch the first 5 seasons and complain about the last season. And I started laughing.
Whoa, Johnny, this is not my Batman water bottle.
You've been trying that one for years or days.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Family Guy, and I was like, I need to say it.
If you're listening to us, he did not have a Batman. If you're watching on YouTube, he didn't have one either.
No, it's IKEA or REI.
REI. Yeah, I have to get a second room for all my Funko because I have a ton of Stranger Things Funkos, and I'll post about it. We'll see. I decided to wear my Hairfire Club and our logo. For anyone who doesn't know who we are, Dead Light Nerds, not Red Light Nerds. They're just when me and Jay don't do it together, and it's really crappy.
They're the anti-nerds. Yeah, they're the anti-nerds.
Yeah, they're all about anime and PC MMPRGs.
Yeah, Sony, not Xbox.
Yeah, they're Sony people. They're Xbox. They're PlayStation only.
Yeah.
Now PlayStation 1 or 2, not Tony Hawk. PlayStation 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Light Nerds are horrible. You might see them at FanX though.
Yeah.
They might make a cameo. That's a bad segue to give you guys spoilers of what we're doing, but it's in the works. We have a lot in the works. If you should see mine and Jay's text of stuff we have planned.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I cannot wait. Nights, You should look forward to the future because it's going to be amazing.
Amazing. I was going to do an Obi-Wan line about, I'm going to stop you in the future. Now that you live.
That's pretty funny.
I didn't know where to go to the line. That's it, Jay. We're going to die. Never mind, you're good. Although, you know what we should do is we just should pull, we should just go sit down in an empty, because sometimes, some days, people don't go the first day. We'll just find a booth and just sit down, pretend it's ours for a few hours.
We should do that. You guys are back?
Yeah, because there was one across from us that they didn't get there till Saturday. The first 2 days they weren't there, and it was across from us.
Yeah, we totally should do that. Not even, just...
Let's just do it. Let's just set up, sit, and be like, oh, hey, guys, what's up? And then be like, and pretend it's the wrong ticket. You know, like when the usher's like, what ticket are you? Like, oh, we're 224, not 442. Get all...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That'd be hilarious.
They'd be like, where's your badge? I'm like, dude, where is our badge? I don't know. We'll make it into a funny skit.
Well, we'll have our other badges, so we'll be good.
Yeah, I still have our old one. I have our what's it called? Exhibitor badge.
I don't have that.
I know where it is, I think. My other DM might have sold it for all the money.
All right, Knights. Are you excited for FanX? Let us know. Are you excited for
Or
Evermore
Ren
Park
Fair?
or Ren Fair? Yeah. What are you most what nerd activity are you most excited for? Let us know in the comments below.
And then where you're going to see us, because you better see us at all 5 places.
Yeah. And we will see you on the flippity flop.